Hi there, and a very happy new year to you. Indeed, a very happy new year to me. I've won the lottery. Way! £5 and a lucky dip. Marvellous. What a great start to the year. I wasn't actually meant to be trading today. I was meant to be playing in a golf comp, but the burn that runs through the course burst its banks and flooded part of the course, so that was called off. So I thought I might as well go live with the let the market decide strategy. So I cut the stakes down to £25 and adjusted the green up process accordingly. Just to recap, I'm trading out for 35% profit if I have one runner involved, 25% profit if there's two, and 15% if there's three. And I have to say, today's been a bit of a non-starter, really. I got off to a terrible start, as you can see here, with three losers out of the first four races. I then identified a potential issue with the strategy and I adjusted it ever so slightly. One of the things that the strategy does, of course, is looks for steamers pre-race. But you have to be aware that it doesn't pick a steamer where that price that's coming in isn't being driven by a relatively small amount of money. And of course, that typically would happen on runners that are in the bottom half of the market. So I did have a condition in there that said that at the time of the decision-making process, the volume on any particular runner must be £7.5 grand. But of course, in the Cheltenham races, in particular, today, there was lots of money in the market, so that 7.5 was met by the vast majority of runners in each market. So I added in another condition that also stated that the volume of any one particular runner must be at least 10% of the overall market volume. And that seemed to have settled things down. And I went on a nice winning streak, which recovered all my losses and got me into profit for the day, then only to be stung by consecutive losers. And I've since recovered most of that position. So I'm actually down £9 on the day, and I'm just going to finish there. I'm not going to bother with the rest of the races at Southwell. Disappointing start, but it's no great loss, so I'm quite happy with that. Now, I'm not one for doing New Year's resolutions, but one thing I really need to get better at is actually recording additional data. So, for example, I'll record the stuff that Fairbot allows me to record quickly, but I may not actually take a note of other things. One of them being the performance of my selections overall in each race. To give you an example of that, out of all these races today, 14 of them only had one selection identified. And out of those 14 races, 10 of them dobbed from my opening position, not from SP, but from my entry point into the market pre-race. Now, if 10 of them dobbed out of 14, that is, what, 600% profit? So what that tells me, albeit it's only one day's racing, it tells me I'm potentially leaving an awful lot of profit on the table. So it's something that I need to record in more detail over the next few weeks to see if that's an angle that should be taken. One of the other things that I should record more diligently, and because I have anecdotal evidence since I started this particular strategy, is that pre-race you could actually trade out for a profit in the vast majority of cases. Indeed, some of the ones I had the other day, albeit in simulation mode, actually traded out before the race started. So that's something else that might warrant further investigation. So there's lots of things to be getting on with as the year progresses. So in the meantime, let me wish you once again a happy new year, and here's to some decent profit throughout the year. Thanks very much. Cheers.